Hi everyone, it's Judgy Cow again. Nice for you to come back to my channel. We've got two great stories again from Aita, and but before we get started, can I just ask for your support? Please hit the subscribe button, leave us a like and a comment for more great content, and it will just help the channel out. Right, let's get started with story one. Aita for not paying for my niece to live in Paris. I, 38 male, have a brother, Tony, 40 male, who I despise. We never got along growing up. In fact, before yesterday, I hadn't seen him in 3 years. My salary is circa $180,000, and my husband makes more than me. We have very fruitful investments that generate quite a bit of passive income, and my husband, 42 male, had full custody of his daughter, Harmony, from a previous marriage relationship, and she is an angel. We bonded, and she really felt like she was my daughter as well. She's now 22, graduated from college magna cum laude, and wants to work in fashion. She loves haute couture and wants to work in Paris. The problem? Paris is expensive, and a lot of the positions that would consider her don't pay well, especially with how expensive Paris is. My husband and I decided to surprise her and sponsor her living expenses, an additional allowance, so she doesn't have to worry about income and can focus on her dreams. She was ecstatic and posted on social media about it. Well, Tony's daughter, Joy, 25 female, saw the post and told him. She has been wanting to work in Paris for years. I found this out because my parents invited my husband and I to dinner, and when we arrived, Tony was there too. The topic of us sending Harmony to Paris conveniently came up. They suggested that we sponsor Joy to go to Paris too, because Harmony and Joy were basically cousins and could bond over a shared experience. I calmly said no, we aren't responsible for financing Joy. Tony can pay for Joy if he wants her to go to Paris. He aggressively responded that he doesn't make enough money for that, and we are just showboating our money. I said that it's not our responsibility to send Joy to Paris simply because Harmony was going. They are not sisters and don't even have a relationship with each other. So if Tony can't afford it, tough shizzle. This led to a long drawn out argument, and it came out that Tony had already told Joy a month ago that we promised to pay. He also said that I would be a shizzly uncle if I didn't pay for my niece, but would pay for someone who isn't even my biological daughter. Now this is where I might be the a-hole, because my blood boiled. I said that Joy was not my niece because he's not my brother. My husband and I left, and shortly after, Joy called me begging to pay to let her go. I was still enraged, and I yelled, I don't understand how you and your father think you can use me as an ATM when neither of you have ever been family to you. Pay for yourself. And I hung up. After a few more hours, I've cooled down and started seeing the family backlash against me on social media. A lot of people say that I am punishing Joy, because I hate Tony. I'm still not going to pay for her, but Joy technically is innocent in all of this, I guess. And a lot of my resentment is towards Tony, not her. My parents have called and said they're disappointed in how I think of family. So, Aita. Now, I'm just going to go. Reddit community has said Opie's not the a-hole. And just from this initial read, I don't think he's the a-hole either, because the audacity of someone you've not spoken to or seen in 3 years calling you up and asking you to finance their daughter for them to go and live abroad. And I'm assuming this is America because of the dollars and things. So we're not even talking about living in a different country. We're talking about living in a completely different continent, and we all know just how expensive that is. I mean, I live in England, so going to Paris perhaps isn't as big a deal for us as it would be for someone coming from America. So yeah, 100% I'm with OP here, not the a-hole. And Joy, who's Tony's cousin, 24 female. Oh, okay, so I don't know, it doesn't quite say here what kind of relationship she has with her uncle, but it doesn't sound like a close one, because otherwise she would have been able to ask him herself, instead of this little setup with the grandparents inviting for dinner. But let's see what the community thinks. Let's look at the top comments. Okay, top comment was the NTA. Your brother is TA for telling Joy that you promised to pay, and an a-hole in general for expecting you to finance this without even discussing it first. Though I think you should apologise to Joy and probably explain that you never promised it. Let her know what that you can't financially support both of them to go to Paris. I still think Joy deserved what she got because she's an adult. But I guess this commenter makes a good point that, perhaps she thinks that she was told by her dad that, oh yeah, your uncle's going to pay. So yeah, maybe an explanation is needed there. I'm not sure. Let's see another top commenter. Totally agree with this. I mean, it is awfully presumptuous of Joy to ask or expect for OP to pay for her, but it doesn't sound like she acted poorly like her father. And of course, it's not her fault that the brother is 100% an a-hole, but it's absolutely not your responsibility, OP, and you shouldn't be made to feel like it is. Fair enough. Right, I just wanted to see if OP's got any comments. Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. Okay, comments. Because sometimes in the comments you get either an update or something, a little tidbit that's a bit exciting. So here we go. Okay, here we go. So this is from OP in the comments. Hello everyone. I was quickly seeing a trend that I owe Joe an apology. Okay, so OP thinks he owes Joy an apology. Fair enough. So yeah, I'm quickly seeing a trend that I owe Joe an apology. Just a few things to clarify. I hadn't really focused on my parents' involvement in all of this. This isn't the first time they've tried to bring Tony and I closer. I think they just thought that he and I could resolve some tension through the bonding of joy and harmony. I'm used to their antics by now. Second, Joy and I do not have a relationship. Well, there you go. As a child, she was kept away from me by my brother and his now ex-wife. As an adult, she hasn't made an effort to reach out to me until now. Okay, so I think my rage response to Joy came up because I simply saw her as an extension of my brother. Tony is pretty homophobic and generally bullied me for being gay growing up, and I stayed away from me once he moved out of the house. He and I don't have a relationship, and I have no desire to build one. Now, I probably should have been more measured in my response to Joy, as she probably didn't know that Tony lied to her. I can see apologising to her for yelling and saying she's not family to me, but that's all I can see. Okay, yeah. I mean, he's got a few more comments, sort of just explaining the same thing. But overall, I agree. OP is not the a-hole, simply because he just explained his relationship with his brother. It's ridiculous. Okay, if he doesn't like you and your husband so much, why does he want your money? Jog on, mate. Don't get any money from me, and pay for your stepdaughter to go and live her best life in Paris. Okay, time for story 2. Aita for telling my sister that if she tries to drop off my nephew or me again, I will report her to child services. I, 26 female, and my sister, 22 female, Angela, became pregnant. No, my sister, sorry. So OP is 26 female, and sister is 22 female. So my sister, Angela, became pregnant with my nephew, 3 male, Lincoln, the summer she graduated high school. Lincoln's father is not in the picture. She had 2 possible guys that she believed could be Lincoln's father, but neither of them were. I have nothing against single mums who have kids early, but for Angela, getting pregnant right out of high school possibly explains her attitude of how she should party while older people are responsible for Lincoln. Since Lincoln was 6 months, Angela has never stayed at home with him for more than 3 days a week. Before her go-to was to leave Lincoln with either my mother or my aunt. But my mum's health has declined recently, and my aunt moved to her husband's work. So now I'm Angela's go-to. At maximum, Angela will give me half an hour notice that she's dropping off Lincoln at my house. Usually there is no notice, and Angela just knocks on my door with Lincoln. Angela has no consideration for what I have or want to do. She's fortunate that I work a desk job and have my own cubicle. I'm able to keep Lincoln occupied with DVD players, and my co-workers don't mind as Lincoln is pretty quiet or calm anyway. A 3-year-old is pretty calm and quiet. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I've been telling Angela since she started doing this that she needs to step up and be a mum, because she can't expect me to always be Lincoln's sitter, and parents don't get to party all week long. Angela just will make up excuses how mums are entitled to have fun without their kids too, and young people don't get that much time to live before getting old. But she would do it anyway. Angela never followed through, and the last straw is when she came to my house and just dumped Lincoln and his stuff off while informing me that she and her friends were going to Myrtle Beach for the next 3 days. I had Lincoln wait in a different room with some earbuds on, and then blew up on Angela that she should put Lincoln up for adoption since she gives zero shizites about being a mum. I also told her that I would help with Lincoln for 3 more weeks while she worked out some long-term childcare option. Then after that, if she tries to dump Lincoln on me again, I will call child services on her. I am fully prepared to do it. We argued before she eventually took Lincoln back and left. My friends agree that even though it's a last resort, I should be prepared to do it because I can't spend Lincoln's whole life dropping everything to babysit him, and Angela needs to get her shizai together. However, my other family members are saying that it's going way too far even to think about calling child services on Angela, because she's family and she's a young mum who it's unfair to have her entire life revolve around a child. They and Angela all to look down on adoption because you rehome dogs, not babies. And as I mentioned, my mum is in poor health, and since I plan to stay child free, I will throw away a likely one opportunity to watch a grandchild grow up. Aita for being prepared to call child services on my sister anyway. No, that's just what I think. No, you're not the a-hole at all, because there's so many options. If you get pregnant early, there's so many options. Obviously in America it's slightly different depending on what stage, and that I'm not even going to get into that or pretend to know, but certainly in England, you've got so many options. And and once you do take that step and decide you're going to be a mum, you need to step up. She's 22? Get on with it. You can't dump your kids on someone. And the fact that, OP doesn't even work from home. I mean, not that I'm saying it's easy to work from home with a child, but OP doesn't work from home. She has to take Lincoln into the office with her. I'm surprised she's not been reprimanded so far, because a lot of places they would not accept that. Now let's see what the community say. One commenter said, NTA, your sister could have had an abortion or place her son for adoption. She chose instead to neglect him while your family cheers her on. Yep. Yes, that's a good point. The family. Ridiculous. She's too young to look after a child. What about me? What about OP? She's what? She's only 4 years older. She's still quite young. She needs a life. She made her choices. With those choices are consequences. Kids need time and energy, and money don't have all that. I don't. Huh? Kids need time, energy, and money. Don't have all that, then don't have them. 100% agree. Another commenter said, well, all the family members berating OP, they can raise the child. Don't have to bother with child services and adoption, but they need to understand that when the child is dropped on you in the future, it's a fast countdown to police for child abandonment. Kind of sucks, because I think chances are higher for adoptive parents being better than them, but much less confidence in foster system. Basing this off USA personal accounts from adopted and fostered, not personal experience. And that's true. There's a lot of people who want to adopt a child, especially that young, and OP sister's just not. She could have done that. She could have helped another family have a child. So that's really sad. Yeah, I think the overall consensus on this is that OP is not the a-hole for this, and I can't see how OP is the a-hole. I'm sorry, but you know, I'm a parent myself. I could never dream of just dropping off my little ones with someone else, you know, and sending off away for 3 days. Like, they would not accept it. My sister or my brother would not accept it. So it's just ridiculous. So yeah, 100% not the a-hole. So those were the 2 stories. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. And hopefully we'll be back next week with another story. And thank you to the commenter who said about my fire alarm. It was annoying me too, I have to be honest. So we've changed the batteries on that. And what's funny is, yeah, the home builder that made this house, they made it so easy. Rather than having those big batteries, they had the tiny AAA batteries, so it was nice and easy to change the batteries. So yeah, shout out to them. I'm not going to say who they are, but shout out to them. And yeah, hopefully see you in the next video.